back again today to talk about Johannes Vermeer, and this is one we did do a while ago also on the Dr. Duke Show, but it's such a pretty painting. Take a look at this. This is perhaps his most famous painting. It's a girl with a pearl earring. Give us the close-up there, and you can see what a wonderful picture. I mean, there's something so real about that face, how soft that cheek looks, how delicate those eyes. I mean, there's something really, really animated through the use of color and light in this picture that is, in its own way, it's captivated as many people as Michelangelo's Mona Lisa has in terms of what these faces and these young women are thinking. And so when we look at this here a little bit more, we try to get our minds around it. And I mentioned each day I give you a little bit more on Vermeer. Interesting thing about Vermeer, in the almost as soon as he died, he was forgotten. And his paintings grew more and more forgotten, generally speaking, outside of his native Delft. And it wasn't until the middle of the 19th century, a couple hundred years later, that people rediscovered Vermeer. And with the greater study by the Victorians, people from that particular era, he actually became one of the great painters of Western culture. So for a couple hundred years, he almost went underground. And I mentioned the light. The two dimensions here of any great painting are going to be light as the first one. And you can see that the light in the picture is really her face. There are some shadows. The beautiful top knot that rounds out the turban that she wears is a sort of a beautiful golden light. But really, the light here is right in her face. It's as if she's turning her head. Somebody's called to her. Somebody's entered the room. She pivots her head into the light, right? So the head comes into the light, and you have this the shadow on the left side there, back to her ear, which really helps to enhance the light bouncing off the beautiful pearl that hangs from her one ear. The way that the tucking of the turban and the hair underneath it causes it to bulge in certain places. The crisp white collar. This is really a staggering portrait. It's one of those portraits that is as good as the best portraits that Rembrandt usually churned out of people. And of all the paintings, and you think about this too, in this one, she's not in the room. As far as we know, she's not in that corner room. We saw the milkmaid. We saw the woman with the scales. We're going to look at other women painted in those two rooms, those same two rooms of his middle-class house. She had, by blotting out the background of this picture, by making it almost more Caravaggio-esque, right? By having the picture, the framed picture, she turns to you out of the darkness, right? That chiaroscuro technique sets her off in ways that many of Vermeer's women weren't, and it has a really surprising effect.